HMG, the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Humming Media Group. This is NXT.
I say dummy. Dummy, yeah.
Next Level Podcast.
Then you shouldn't have said it. Then you shouldn't have said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my new soundbite, ladies and gentlemen. I love the laugh. You shouldn't have said it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no voice. So if you're listening on your Podbeans or on your, well, not Podbeans, your Patreons. What?
Jesus.
What?
When are you guys going to learn? Podbean is over.
Is it?
Not over like
over,
good
like it's
kind.
cool.
Not that.
Podbean over strong.
Done.
Done. All right, we're done with that. We're finished, right?
That's right.
Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter, the people, the man with the plan, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre, which is your Spanish for lesson for wrestling today. Listen, I'm out of breath. I got a fucking sore throat. I haven't slept much in the last fucking 4 days. I'm a cranky fuck. Look at my nose. It's fucking burnt. Do you see that? My face is burnt. I'm wearing a t-shirt so that I don't expose myself further to the sun. But speaking about someone who shines brightly, ladies and gentlemen, he is the 36th time. You know, I'm afraid to press this, but I'm going to make this really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the 37th time Intercontinental Champion in WCCC CW. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's also the winner of the Western States fucking battle royal. You know what, Vet? I can't this morning. I'm just
start fading it down now.
I'm just not here. It's faded.
It's okay.
I got to be honest with you, man. I'm just off my game. You know, I went out yesterday with the family. I can barely fucking talk this morning.
That's why we're late, everybody, because Ray has a family.
Well, I wasn't late. Well, like late, like a period late, or late like
we're just 1 day off of where we would normally be, but we're right on time. Otherwise,
this is gonna be a shit show today. I'm telling you guys right now. It's gonna be a fucking shit show. You ain't gonna like this show today. It's fine. It's fine. What are you gonna do? So how was your week?
Oh, it's pretty good. I stayed out of the sun. I don't have a family. All kinds of cool stuff.
Oh my God.
Basically the opposite of your week.
I stayed out of the sun and I don't have a family.
That's right. I mean, not to the extent that, you know, that you do.
And you're good with that.
Yeah, it's not like I just appeared, I just, popped into being or anything like that. Of course,
sure.
I have relatives, but, I didn't go to the... I didn't go on a nice little sweet vacation with the. You want to tell the people about some of the nice things that you did? I mean, we saw some of it on social media, but.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to spend all day on my phone. By the way, I got to shout something out really quickly. So I wanted to do something different, and I got this crazy idea. Like I was like, "Yo, can you fucking use?" And I'm not getting paid for this. So if I look like I'm right in your living room right now, it's because I'm using this gimmick called Epoch Cam. It's actually usually for the iPhone, and I'm actually using my iPhone as my fucking webcam. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Oh, it looks nice.
Not too bad, right? Now, here's the thing. I only have an iPhone SE. There is a fucking Mexican child outside yelling for tortillas or some shit. Shut up. Fuck. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, so yeah, man. So I have an iPhone SE, as you guys well know. You know, my iPhone 11 is somewhere in the whale of it. You hear this fucking kid?
No, I can't really hear it.
Oh, you really don't hear it?
No, I can't.
Okay, because this microphone is a dynamic microphone, so it's supposed to just keep everything right here. You know what I mean? Anyway, what's going on? You know what? Before I even jump into anything, what's going on in the chat, dude? Who's in the chat? Can you see who's in the chat? Can you give some shout out here, brother, while I throw a rest?
For sure, Frank and Jerome Hall are in the chat right now. And if anybody else is lurking, then I haven't seen them.
Well, I think Ben Hameen and Stevie Richards literally just got off being live right now.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Where's our super hot lead in?
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, we should get we get the lead in, right? Because they just finished watching that, so they should go directly here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right?
But the fact of the matter is that I don't think anybody gives a shit.
Sonic, oh, don't say that. Sonic just joined. Lab Rat's here.
You sure about that?
Well, he said hello, fellas. So, I mean, he could be lying. He could not, we could not be fellas, and he may not be greeting us, but...
I think he's lying. I'll be honest with you.
Anyway, I'm not going to disparage anybody here because we'll welcome anybody we can get.
Wait. We have Sonic the Hedgehog and a Lab Rat in the chat?
2 rats.
I don't like rats.
And again, now this there may not be the traditional wrestling term of rats, which we can.
Those rats,
Yeah.
the ones that you used to
probably
hang out
not
with.
those, not exactly.
Is that why you don't have a family now, or you have a family that you don't know about?
So the 3 count this week, Ray. I believe.
I got to be honest with you guys. I wanted to do something a little different this week because you asked me a question. Let me be fucking nice and answer the question. So yeah, man, we went to Six Flags Great Adventure yesterday, dude, and so I did some thinking back, and the last time I went to Six Flags Great Adventure, it had to be between the year 2001 and 2005.
Okay, so a good chunk of time.
I haven't been there, and as a matter of fact, it was before 2005 because in 2005, the Grand King de Ka, the world's tallest roller coaster, hadn't been built yet. It actually came up in the summer of 2005, so that was pretty fucking cool. I'm a big roller coaster guy, or so I thought I was. After the age of 45, everything's a little different for some reason. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, you're young. You're younger than me, but hold on, let me cough. I used to be able to go on these roller coasters at a frantic pace. And here's the thing, going there this week, and again, I apologize for my throat, for my voice. I'm sounding like Stevie Richards right now. I'm very, very raspy. But we went on a day where there was no lines. Vet, do you like roller coasters? Do you like rides?
I think I hit that point that you were at somewhere in my early to mid 20s.
Really?
When you just you're a kid, you go on all these rides and it's like nothing, but then one day you get on a ride and you didn't even eat too many corn dogs or anything beforehand, and you're just like, no, this ain't happening right now. That happened to me at a somewhat of an early age, and I don't know if it happens all the time or if it was just 1 or 2 instances that were just coincidental, but I'm not willing to push it. So let's just say I haven't been on...
This is such good shit.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
I haven't been on any amusement rides like that in quite some time.
Well, listen, Six Flags is well known for having... Oh, Hershey Park is awesome. Frank's Picklebarrel ass. I've been to Hershey Park. I've gotten on the Hercules. I'm a big roller coaster guy, but I haven't been on a roller coaster since around that time, the early 2000s. So I'm fucking excited. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking get on the King de Ka. So the King de Ka is 500 feet. I'm not fucking. It's a shoot. It's a 500-foot drop. The second biggest coaster, I think, in Six Flags is I think I texted you guys just like 300 and something feet, dude. It was insane, the Nitro, and I really wanted to get on that. So I did, but here's the deal. When you go, what's that movie with Chevy Chase where all they wanted to do is fucking go to Wally World?
Vacation.
Right. The King de Ka, because there was lightning in the sky and shit like that. Oh, what? I think it makes it even fucking cooler. They didn't run it. Like all right, so we got there, right? So my son was
It's too high in the stratosphere, so that weather effects got involved, but every other roller coaster's low enough to be okay, right?
right. It's insane.
Mount Olympus is like Zeus is throwing bolts too close to the thing, so they can't. Dude, okay, I got it.
Let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. What are you gonna do, brother? Sorry, I lifted 5,000-pound giants over my head. Anyway. It's my Hulk Hogan. No, it's actually better. No, I can't. Anyway, all I wanted to do was go and ride this fucking fantastic roller coaster. Say I got on the tallest roller coaster in the world, wasn't running. Right? So anyway, I'm glad I didn't. Vet, why do you think that, Vet?
Because you went on a less tall roller coaster and it fucked you up.
I went on 9 less taller roller coasters. My fucking son.
9 roller coasters from tonight.
I don't have that soundbite. 9 days from tonight. You want me to just yell it out?
It works.
You know, I could always do this.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
What is that laugh? Is that me?
It's your laugh. It's fantastic.
Okay, all right.
I'm leaving it in. Is that cool? You don't
No,
mind?
that's fine. No, right. If you like it.
I love it. Does everybody like it in the chat? Jerome Hall is in the building. Wait, he's been here. Okay.
He's been in the building since before we went on air. So.
I know. Nobody's here. Nobody cares. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. France Pickaway. Oh, wait, he's been here too. So anyway, long story short, and just so you know, I really don't have a 3 count. That's why I'm talking a lot right now.
It's all right. It's okay.
But all jokes aside, man, like, you know, my son used to be a chicken shit, like I said. And when he was around 9 or 10 years old, I think it was 9, right? We went to Coney Island. You ever been to? You never been to Brooklyn, right? You never been to Coney Island?
No.
All right. So, do you know
I've seen the Warriors.
It's not the same.
I know.
It's changed a lot.
At least when you say things like, you know, Wonder Wheel or whatever, I get it.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So you know, like the Cyclone is like a world renowned. It's not a
Cyclone, Turbojet.
Right. Still one of the most fun roller coasters in the world, dude. It's so fun. I remember his mother. So between us, nobody's listening, but his mom and his grandmother baby the shit out of this fucking goon. He's here with us, by the way. And this kid, like, they baby him too much, and I have broken him out of all this baby shit. Like, when he was 9 years old, I took him to Coney Island, and I told his mother, I said, I'm gonna put him on the fucking Cyclone. She goes, you are not. And I said, oh, I'm not. Went to Coney Island. He was scared shitless. Now,
so he shit.
Yeah.
No, he had no shit on himself, and
right, and then he had no more shit.
Yeah, and then it was okay. So
he was scared shitless. So anyway, so I'm walking with this little 10-year-old, 9-year-old kid, right, and I'm holding his fucking hand, and I look at him. I said, Aiden, today you become a man. I said, what? I said, we're gonna go on the Cyclone. He's like, no, I don't want to. I said, no, listen. So now in this day and age, what is the appropriate thing for a parent to do in this day and age?
Shit, I don't do what your kid says.
All right. Give your kid a choice, right? Give your kid a choice. Let your kid live in fear for the rest of their life. Fuck that. All right? Fuck that.
Yeah.
I looked at him. I said, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
You cut a wrestling pro on your son,
I did.
Too?
I was like, let me tell you something, brother. I lifted 5,000-pound giants over my head, dude. I swam the Atlantic Ocean, brother. With a backstroke, dude. I cut the fucking promo of a lifetime. And this little kid fucking cried. But guess what? Guess what? He got on.
He got on?
Oh, he fucking got on. And he got on, and he fucking loved it so much that, because you have to pay for this shit, I had to pay for 3 times in a row. Mm-hmm. In a row. So now he's a fucking junkie. He's a roller coaster junkie. So this fucking kid, so we get on this shit called the Joker. Can I describe it to you?
Sure.
Okay. So you're sitting down, right? You're dangling. The roller coaster is not, you're not in a chair. You're not in a car. You're just hanging from the fucking...
Yeah, one of those harnesses. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not steady. You're going upside down and around and fucking... Yeah. Dude, that is horrifying. This little son of a bitch wanted to go on 3... He went on 3 times. I couldn't take it. I felt like I was going to fall out. It was...
It's okay, Ray. We're here for you. Just let it out.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm not sure, but we're going with it. Let's go.
It's fine. So we get on that shit. We get on all these other fucking roller coasters. So now we get to the point that, all right, so the fucking, what do you call it? It's not running, the King Ka. Excuse me. But the Nitro's running. Dude, I get on this Nitro, right? And I'm going up this shit. It takes, and I kid you not, 1 minute and 15 seconds to get to the top. It's not going up slow.
It's just, okay.
When you go, I'm like, all right, Aiden. And I'm like faking it. Like I'm not fucking scared out of my fucking mind. But I'm like, I wasn't scared out of my mind like this before. Before I used to fucking throw my hands up. Yeah. No, I was holding on. My fingerprints. If you need to find me, FBI, my fingerprints are going to be embedded into that holding harness of that coaster. Dude, when you go over, you see no track. You don't see shit. All you see is your life flash before your eyes as you plunge into hell. And then you go up and you think, all right, that was it. No, there's a fucking second one. You hear me? A second one. And then a third one. You just keep dying over and over again. I'm talking too much, man.
But you're here now, so you didn't really die.
Well, I died inside yesterday a little bit. But what was nice was it was me, Jen, my new wife, as you guys know. Not that I have, well, that sounded so fucking, my new wife, like I bought a car.
You are newly wed.
My newly
You're not new
wedded
to
wife.
each other.
Right.
You did not just find her around the corner, put a ring on it.
Well, let me stop. But in all seriousness, it was cool, man. We had a really, really fucking nice time, bro. And I gotta be honest, man. This was our first family vacation, not vacation, our family outing. We're gonna be doing a family vacation soon in September again. We're going to Savannah, Georgia, and because my family's from Savannah, Georgia. And long story short, it's gonna be fun. What state you in, Vet? French Pickleball ass wants to know. You know what? Where do you live, dude?
You know this. You don't know this? Pretty sure you knew this.
No.
I'm in California.
Wait a second. You're on the West Coast?
Yes.
Yo, Vet, are you serious, dude? Or are you fucking with me?
Why would? Yes, I'm. Why? Why are you acting like that?
Because I had no idea.
You didn't ask?
I thought because we start at a certain time, so that's why you come out of work. So I'm assuming you work like till like 7 a.m. Get home around 8. We record your time at 9. Then right?
No, 10, 11. It's 8:19 here. Mm-hmm. But everything else you got right. So yeah.
Holy shit. That is incredible, dude. I had no idea because I don't know. You have like.
Well, what's incredible about it?
Because you have an edge. I have a lot of friends.
What does that mean?
I have a lot of friends in California that kind of like light in the pants.
SoCal.
Well, Blake.
I'm Northern California. So
is that like was it the hood and shit?
Kind of.
Okay, because my boy Blake is up there.
Blake
Troop.
Balake.
Blake Troop. Balake. Is that what you call him? Like Malacca.
It's just the skit. It's the Key and Peele skit. But everything north of the the Los Angeles type areas around there, like they consider that NorCal. So even the Bay and stuff like that is considered NorCal. I'm a little north of that, so I'm in Sacramento, which is the capital city.
So do you listen to my boy JV, Wild 94.9, the JV show?
Sadly, I'm not familiar.
Oh God, you're fucking missing my boy JV, man. He used to do New York radio, and I got cool with him, and he's like a big deal now over there.
Oh, cool.
Him and his wife Natasha. No, never heard of them. Wild 94.9. Anybody?
I'm gonna look into that.
Is what
but I don't listen to a lot of terrestrial radio in any case. So
who does? Who fucking does?
I don't know. People that know this guy and
I guess so.
His wife.
He's making good money now.
That's good.
He's making good money here. Anyway, so I had no idea, dude, you were in California, man. So That's cool. It makes a difference, guys. Listen. This show is just like I just woke up this morning. I was doing like the like to make sure that I could fucking have a voice because it was cracking. It was terrible. But anyway, man. Oh well, Gam Wolfers is now in the building. What does he say here? Let me highlight his little shit here. Is it true Sam Fran is really in the dump? Yeah. From what I know, that San Francisco, the Bay Area, as they call it, not Chris Bay, but the Bay Area is falling. People taking shits in the street. They still doing that there?
That's look, that it's not exactly my next door neighbors. They're like 2 hours away from me, so I don't know what goes on there.
Close enough, bro. So what happens over there where you live? Like, is it like Compton and shit? Like you can't wear certain colors?
No, it's all right. It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty diverse. There's pretty much any sort of like ethnicity you could think of kind of lives around this area. So
okay, that's pretty cool. See, I like a melting pot. See, over here where I live in Brooklyn, it's all like Asian and Italian, and we're the only Latinos in the neighborhood. But there's one other Latino family. I'm gonna cough, and I gotta be honest with you, bro. They live up to every fucking stereotype. Really? And they yeah. Remember I told you about the Mexican kid yelling that he wanted tacos? Mm-hmm. They're not Mexican, but I think they're Puerto Rican or Dominican. But gee, yeah. Look, do you hear them? Do you hear them right now? They're the only ones making noise on the entire block. Is Colin in the house?
Yes, Colin's here. He's accusing you of no selling him, but I think
Colin.
you just didn't see it.
Colin.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
He says I live in a real melting pot from all the fires in California.
Oof.
Yeah.
How do you guys deal with? Do you have water? Are you showering daily or no?
To protect myself from the fires.
Just walk around with wet clothes.
Yeah, no fire's getting me. Like it's just fire everywhere. But I got wet clothes, so I'm safe. No, man,
yeah.
We don't really have that as much here.
My
Again,
panties.
That's probably another minimum. There's the panties.
No, now can they see what it is?
Looks like someone. So you made panties out of a rag? That's not. That's
No,
can't
it's
be
just
comfortable. That seems like it would be chafy.
It's a hood rag.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So we don't really have any of that.
Okay.
I mean, supposedly there was an earthquake.
Like water? You don't have
the
any
other
water?
day. Yeah, we have some water.
Okay, just making
but
sure.
I don't have to worry about fires where I'm at, really.
I respect that.
Yeah. But there's the thing about California is, and especially where I live, you're like 2 hours away from almost anything, like geographically. You're 2 hours from the ocean, you're 2 hours from the forest, you're 2 hours from the desert, you're 2 hours from the mountains, you're 2 hours from the flat plains. Wherever you want to go, I'm like 2 hours from it. But that also means
pal.
there's nothing really super special that happens around here.
Got it. Nothing super special. You're special.
Well, yes, I do class up this area, but other than that,
I got to tell you, man. I look forward to. When I used to work with. Is Colin still in here? He's not here no more, right?
he may or may not be. So continue.
I just wanted to say that I look way much more forward to doing this with you than I ever did with Colin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Colin's kind of a dick. It's very demanding.
Well, I don't know.
And Colin, if you are in this chat, ladies and gentlemen, for listening the first time, all this chatter about me on the Impact Attack is a little annoying. I gotta be honest with you. Me sending nudes and all this dumb shit. I don't do that. But you know what I do, Vet?
What's that?
I take this to the 3 count.
Whoa.
This is the 3 count with today's biggest stories in pro wrestling, world news, pop culture, sports, and more. And now, back to Big Ray and the Vet.
You see where Sonic says, "Get out of here" at Colin Wysong and never come back? That's like the opposite of what Society Reviews would be saying. He would do.
Really? Why are they throwing Colin out of here?
I don't know.
Well, listen.
Don't listen to him, Colin. You can stay. I'm sorry, Sonic. He can stay.
No, Colin.
That's
Colin.
with all due respect, this is our house, and we say he can stay.
I don't know about that. Anyway.
Well, it's on a provisional basis. We'll see how it goes. So you got a 3 count for us?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I wanted to talk to you about the whole possibility of Danny O'Brien. You know, there's a lot of chit chatter about Danny O'Brien possibly going over to AEW.
Okay.
And you know, I got to tell you something, man. Out of everyone, you know, like I bust balls and shit. Oh, by the way, yo, big shout out, dead up, to Greek God Papadon. Did you watch that match?
Yes.
What? So first and foremost, what did you think of that? That like what he did there?
Papadon did exactly what he was supposed to do in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was able to show a little bit of what the.
No, sorry about that. That's my bad. I'm sorry.
He was able to show a little bit of what he can do without trying to take away from the focus, which was just supposed to be for the Dark Order to get a win.
You know, before you do that, hold on. Let me just.
I already did it.
There we go. I thought maybe we should play some authentic Greek music behind. You know, while we're talking about the Greek god Papadon. So go ahead, please continue.
You thought I'm done. I said he did what he was supposed to do in that spot. Everything was fine. He got out way under the minimum allowance of botches in an AEW Dark match. So.
Malaka. Yeah. I gotta tell you something, bro. I would have hit that fucking kid over the head with a plate.
Which one?
What is this? -1 with the mask. This gentleman.
The literal kid. Okay.
Yeah, the literal kid. He fucking. Did you see what he did to Papadon after the match?
What did he do?
He stomped a mud hole in his ass and walked him dry, kicked him out of the ring. I kid you not. Yes.
Oh, I must have missed that part.
You didn't. Well, I sent it to you. You guys don't pay attention to the videos I send you in the chat.
You never know when I'm going to get those videos.
Should I do it again?
No,
Opa!
but was there something? Colin says, "Am I watching Impact with all the music being played under the promos?"
That's exactly what. You know what, man? They shouldn't have said it. I didn't have time to. All right, enough of this shit.
Yeah, see, I don't like that about Impact. So
that is the best, dude. I love the fact that they do that because I know every time I watch Impact, which I never do, it annoys you. And I think of you guys when they're cutting promos with fucking rock music in the background. It's fantastic. It's what you're supposed to do in wrestling, right?
Yes. Looks like Wolfers has sent some emojis. What is this? Is this like a what do
nuts?
You call that?
Like nuts.
Look like PETA.
Oh yes, those are the fucking what do you call them? The gyros with extra white sauce.
Yep.
As a Greek opera. But listen, also all jokes aside, man. Look, you know,
no more strikes.
No more strikes. No, that was generic. What is it called? Generic public domain Greek music. Okay. That's why it was taking me so long to find it.
It's on the approved list of music that YouTube sent us as
it's actually on the YouTube. I took that off the YouTube. What do you call it? The YouTube fucking the library thing that they have here. That's like music that you can use because that's apparently the only music I'm gonna be able to fucking use now.
Yes.
Even if I use 30 seconds, apparently UMD they don't give a shit. Like whether you use 20, 30, 15, 10, 5. But yeah, so that's fine. I think. Right. I hope.
In any case, to bring it all back,
we got Papadon.
GGP, yeah, he's in there having a match. A kid kicks him out of the ring, but whatever. Kid's over.
He's very fucking over. So, you didn't see it?
You
shouldn't have said it. What?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, that's what's his name? The gentleman, Harper's kid.
Mm-hmm.
He just kicked the shit out of GGP. But I got to tell you, you know, people see me and hear me go back and forth. I'm gonna break the fourth wall right now.
Uh-oh.
We actually really like each other, and I respect me and GGP. People think that we hate each other. Yes. I mean, we get annoyed at each other and shit, but we're both very stubborn, ball-headed men, and we go at each other a lot. But there's a genuine respect and coolness between us that you guys will never understand. Like, shit happens. Papa Don's reached out to me. Like, if bad shit happens, back and forth. Oh, another big shout out to Impact Wrestling star Rohit Raju. I don't know if you guys follow him on Facebook. He has a private page, and if you don't, then you're not over. But he lost his cat, and he was fucking. I could tell, man. He loves that cat, and he got his cat back yesterday. So big news, breaking news, right here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Breaking news. Rohit Raju, former Impact Wrestling. What's the championship belt that he had there?
X Division.
X Division champion finds his cat.
Oh, when you say he lost his cat, I immediately assume the worst, like the cat passed away. Or
No. The cat actually ran away.
was lost.
It went, got laid, came back.
Came back.
And the cat that it came back with was wearing like a pink negligee with too much makeup and a half-smoking cigarette. It's paw.
Yeah. Okay, so quick question, cartoon cat-wise.
Yo.
Who did you find more attractive, Arlene or Sonia?
Who the fuck are they?
Arlene is Garfield's girlfriend.
Oh,
and Sonia was Heathcliff's girlfriend.
Heathcliff's. Did you? Because Sonia was a little
She was white.
The Sex Division champion. That is me.
A little fluffy. Yeah.
She was no, I found that with the leg warmers. Oh,
I believe so. Yes.
nothing like leg warmers on a fucking cat. So hot.
Okay.
All right. What did you find sexier? Be honest. Oh, you all right? I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you two. Riff Raff's girlfriend or Chitara? Thundercats. Chitara.
Chitara.
Oh, so fucking
free. Because she's humanoid, so right off the bat, the compatibility is much.
Oh. It would be so funny if she's hairy everywhere except for the vag. You know?
Yeah, you want to minimize the amount that gets in your mouth at the end of the day, right? So
you get like a fur. You get like a fur thing, like the cast thing.
Yeah. I don't want to be doing that. That's not how I clean myself, brother.
It kind of breaks the romance.
Yeah, a
You're
little.
like, oh.
Yeah. So, okay. So that sidebar.
So stupid.
Sidebar aside. Well, this is why they tune in. Right.
Why?
Really. It's not for the public domain Greek music, and it's not for the.
We're not gonna.
And it's certainly not for the NXT review.
I really did want to talk about Danny O'Brien, but please continue.
Oh, there's nothing to say. This is what it's really about. The would you rather for cartoon cats. So moving on.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
We got GGP over. Did you have anything else you want to say? Regarding that
with GGP, he really, and I know people have been putting this shit over, but it's a fact. Like, the dude got over in this match without doing any flippity doodads. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just kept it mat based, a lot of character. I love the fact that, now check this out. Like, in martial arts, they teach you when you strike to let out that you know what I'm saying? It adds now when he's doing that, I noticed when he wrestles, he does that as well. You know, there was a wrestler by the name of Iron Mike Sharp that used to do jobs in the WWE, but the guy was a shit all over, and he was Canada's greatest athlete, by the way. And he, like, GGP's
also hairier than Chitara.
Yes, he shaved his back though, from what I know. Good man. Anyway, so GGP does a lot of that, which I like. It's old school, but still it works today. I like the fact that, little things. I was looking at little things like when his partner, Sean, who's another boy of mine. I've been following Sean Mulata since he started, like, pretty much, and we became Facebook friends before he started wrestling on TV a long time, almost, maybe 8-7 years ago. That kid is good too. Really, really fucking good. But GGP, I like when he was in the corner, just fucking, like, every time Sean was getting beaten or move was. Did you notice GGP was reacting to it? No, fuck, shit. I mean, he wasn't cursing because it's YouTube TV, but he was, like, showing emotion. Like, if you're in the Vet, if you're in a tag team with Colin, he's getting the shit kicked out of him. Like, aren't you gonna be like, fuck, man? Come on, do better.
Well, I'm like, I want to do better. Yeah, I'm giving him motivational coaching from the sideline.
Why not?
Like I'm not part of the fight. No, I'd be like, let me in there. Like if you're not like if you need, I'll kick these guys' asses. That's the idea of being in a tag match. Like you want to get in there, and the guy getting his ass kicked wants to get out. So
yeah, it was great, man. GGP took that finisher extremely well, sold it dead. He probably did get knocked out. Who knows? All I know is that at the end of the match, this what's the gentleman that passed away again? I'm sorry, the big beard.
Brody Lee.
Yes,
Harper.
Brody Lee's kid just literally stomped the mud hole in GGP's ass, kicked him the fuck out of the ring. His ring. It was over. And I was looking at the chat, of the Twitch. I mean the YouTube, and there were names there that I didn't know, so I knew they weren't people that were fans of GGP or even knew who a lot of people didn't know who he was. People call him Papa John's and shit like that, which is cool. It's fine. He's a heel. You can make fun of a heel. That's fine. But he was getting over with the people in the chat, and I think you can go back and take a look at some of the comments during his match, and people liked him, and there were a lot of people that were like, "You should sign this guy."
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
well, let's wrap this up with this.
Okay.
The
I
thing
want to talk
about
Daniel Bryan after that.
Yeah, the thing about AEW is their fans are very protective and they're very loyal.
They are. I'm going to give it to. I will give it to them.
Because it's that's sort of like a new generation of fans that you see. They're very protective of the things that they like. Okay,
right.
But just because the stuff that they like sucks doesn't mean that they like it because that's all they have.
Got it.
If somebody good comes in, they'll like them too, even more.
Yeah.
So it's not like they, there seems to be like sometimes you hear, it almost sounds like there's a division in philosophy about old school wrestling versus new school wrestling. No, not really. It's just that some stuff always will work. Other stuff is just more dangerous, unnecessary. Right. And you just have to get the best, you have to take what you can of both of those and do the best you can. So if you see if AEW fans see a guy like GGP and he's working in a slightly different way that they're not used to, they're going to enjoy it because it's good.
Yeah. I agree with you. I don't know how to turn this shit off here. Okay. Follow Opinion Haver on Instagram and social media at Opinion Haver. That's him. Anyway, moving off of the GGP thing, and I genuinely hope to see GGP on more TV. I think GGP, honestly, his niche audience, I think he would be fantastic on NWA. Oh, yeah. NWA Power. Like that whole Greek god gimmick. It's not a gimmick, ladies and gentlemen. I call it a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. He lives that life. He is a god. You have no idea. At least in the ring.
You'll see NWA is really loading up the freezer with slabs of beef over there. I mean,
talk to me.
There's a lot of huge dudes that are in the NWA. They're figuring, well, if everybody else is going to go with the small guy direction, then they're going to start looking at who are these big dudes, right? And we know that the NWA has a working relationship with AEW and everything like that. So maybe if there's nothing for Papa Don at AEW right now, but they pass his name on over to Billy Corgan, might get a look on there too. So it can't hurt. He's come on, he's been doing this for a minute. Everything else is
that they're asking how old is GGP? He's a god. He has no age.
Eternal.
He's eternal.
Yeah.
He's eternal. He's infinite. He's that little gimmick symbol that goes around in the circle. It doesn't stop. That's what GGP is. That's how old he is. He's infinite. Right. Actually, on his birth certificate is written on a stone tablet, and it just has the infinite sign.
Okay. So he's got that new era stone tablet technology for his birth certificate.
Yeah. Who needs an iPad? You got that fucking stone tablet, bro. You watch the Flintstones?
Yes. So anyways, all right. Flintstones. Wilma or Betty?
I'm going with Wilma, bro. She's over. Wilma's over. I like that bun. It's like a handle. Sorry, bro. It's fact.
Okay.
And the little pterodactyl can play the music when he fucking puts his beak on the record while we're, getting it on. Oh, fucking yeah.
Setting the mood. Yeah.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan and AEW, man. This is story number 2, I guess, on the 3 count. GGP was number 1. I like this, man. I think this would be now. I shit on AEW for signing WWE talent. It's not that, dude. It's not. It's that. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna ask your opinion because you're the opinion haver. And wait, what Frank's pickle? Betty, what he wrote here? Betty wore that animal pelt, right? Did she? Frank's pickle bear ass?
She didn't not.
She did not. Who knows what she had underneath that? Leather panties must have a certain odor to them, though, don't you think?
If indeed they were wearing. So Daniel Bryan.
So again, I want people to understand that I don't trash AEW just to be a fucking troll. Maybe actually I do trash AEW to be a troll, but I actually do watch it. And there are times that I do enjoy the content. I do enjoy the matches. I do enjoy certain storylines and promos, so on and so forth. They're not bad, okay, guys. What I don't like is like you have this guy, Aleister Black, coming in, and it's the same thing over and over again. Where Aleister Black gets released by WWE, even though I know it was a big deal. Oh, 30-day, he didn't have the whole 90 days. What a surprise! Awesome, but immediately he shot into a main event spot, and this is my thing. I think a move like that should be for a guy like Daniel Bryan, who still probably has another good 5 years to go. You know what I'm saying? At that level that he's wrestling. And even if not, he has enough character and charisma to get over on doing a lot of character work. I was watching Matt Hardy this past week on Dark, and I was like, man, this dude, in my humble opinion, I don't think the guy should be wrestling anymore. He's got 5 kids now, so maybe one of the 5 can, pick up from where he left off in the next, 15 years or whatever, or 20 years. But I like Daniel Bryan on AEW. I would watch every single week if Daniel Bryan came on there, and I would not mind if they put the belt right on him. But I want to hear your opinion, since you have opinions.
So this is what would I think of Daniel Bryan going to AEW?
Yeah. What would you think of Daniel Bryan? Would you put the belt right on the guy? Would you he'll be Daniel. What is it? Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, probably over there. That's his shoot name. So what do you think, man? I mean, Gan Wolfers makes a good point also as well. He says, and I quote, "I'm worried about it. Daniels does have a history of serious injuries, but remember, he went to that doctor, that magic doctor that all the wrestlers are going to now, and just getting fucking healed up. Look at Edge, Daniel Bryan, a couple of other guys that have gone to him. I think even Ryback went to him. He has some nagging injuries. So what do you think, man?"
I think that at this point, for Daniel Bryan, it's all about the art and the craft, right? He's made enough money. He doesn't live an extravagant lifestyle. He lives in the woods somewhere, right?
Right.
So that's not it. It's really just about scratching off maybe the people that he hasn't got a chance to work with yet. So if he's going to go to AEW, what that means is he's going to work with the guys that he hasn't worked before, like Kenny Omega and maybe a couple others. Most of the other guys he has worked. The rest of the guys he wouldn't want to work because they have a huge amount of people that have no business getting in the ring with him. And he's a nice guy, so he's not going to come out and say it, so I'll say it for him.
Okay.
So
fair. That's very fair.
He's got maybe a handful of matches to have there. And then what I would think he would be counting on more than anything is for AEW to use their working relationships to import some people to work with. Because I think if Daniel Bryan didn't have a family, like me, he would just go to New Japan and finish out there. But you're not just going to drag your wife and kids to Japan,
right?
And you're not going to go back and forth that many times to do all that. So he's probably going to look to maybe do a couple of big shows, maybe a couple Tokyo Domes or something, and maybe we'll do like they did where they bring in Japanese guys to be on Dynamite and pay-per-views and stuff like that to have matches with him.
Right.
And then once he's scratched off all his bucket list opponents, then he'll walk away on his own terms. I think that's what he'd be willing to do. And he's not going to get that from the WWE. On the other hand, I don't know. He has been at the WWE for a long time, and he could have left a lot longer ago.
Right.
So there may be some things that are tying him there, and they're probably like trying to work on ways to convince him to work something out. So, and that could be it. Maybe they would be interested in doing some cross promotion stuff if it means they can, get a little more juice out of the Daniel Bryan orange, so to speak. So,
Got it. Right.
So, but that's what we're going to look at. Whatever he does, I'm just pure speculation. I'd never met the man, but going by everything that I seem to know about him, that's been made public, that's probably what it is. We're probably just looking at who's going to give him the best chance to scratch the bucket list opponents off before he retires.
I mean, I would love to see Daniel Bryan and Hangman Page. I love Hangman Page. I don't put it over because I'm supposed to be an AEW hater. I think Hangman Page is fucking awesome. I wish that they would have put the belt on him first before Jericho. That's how much I love. Or I wanted to see Hangman chase Jericho, one of the two, and win the belt from him. Maybe they can go back and forth a couple of times with that title. Hangman Page is a guy that I genuinely really, really fucking like. The guy's just really good in the ring. He's very charismatic, and I love his moveset, dude. The guy can go. So I love him. But I would like to see Danny O'Brien. Who wouldn't want to see, listen, as much as we shit on Kenny Omega, or people shit on Kenny Omega is great, man. He's good at what he does. And to see him in a ring with Danny O'Brien, I don't know. Have they ever wrestled? Do you know that?
Not on any significant stage. It wouldn't have been where they may have done something in the past, but it's not to the level of where they're both at now.
Right.
Like, this is like completely different. This would be, like if Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan had that match before either one of them were Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, back in the day.
Right.
It's not the same as WrestleMania 3.
How about a program between Danny O'Brien and MJF?
That'd be good.
MJF is another guy that I just like. That's one dude that I could just watch all day. Like I was watching the indie match that he had with GGP. You guys can look Greek God Papadon versus MJF. They were wrestling in front of, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 people. And MJF just fucking was awesome. GGP went over, as so he should have, but MJF was great, man. That guy has just it. People talk about the it factor. I think that guy has an it factor that not too many people in this business can. If that guy was 6'5", he'd be signed by the WWE right now and be made world champion.
But if he was 6'5", he wouldn't be who he is.
Yeah, you got it. You're 100%. I wanted to talk about two people as we close out the 3 count here that we didn't really have the opportunity to speak about. We lost 2 great competitors, people that were parts of my childhood, in Del Wilkes, who I had the gracious opportunity of interviewing twice on OneWrestling.com, and also he was nice enough to become a Facebook friend, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And I wanted to talk about some of the things that they did in this business that were so fucking like underrated, things that people maybe not remember and shit. Like I remember as a kid going home after school, they used to give a Global Wrestling Federation, GWF, and World Class Championship Wrestling on ESPN, if I'm correct, right after school. And I remember watching this dude, The Patriot. And the story goes, allegedly the story goes that Vince McMahon didn't put The Patriot over. He didn't think that The Patriot could be a babyface in a mask.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted him to take off the mask, or he didn't think that would ever get over. What did you think of The Patriot, man? Did you get a chance to talk about this much?
I didn't talk about it with anybody.
Why don't we do that?
So The Patriot was, from my perspective, because I wasn't familiar with Del Wilkes before, from his stuff before. So when he came into the WWF for that run, it just seemed like a real hot shot. Like he shows up, and then one day, and then the next day he's wrestling Bret Hart for the title.
Unbelievable.
So,
Did you know who he was before? Did you know who he was before?
No, that's what I'm saying. I had no, like, I'd
you had
never
no
seen
idea.
this dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
that guy was fucking awesome.
So to me, I was just kind of like, who is this guy out of nowhere? But I mean, I didn't mind it because it was something different, and he was good enough. So, but I mean, that's me as a younger fan, not knowing what I know now. I would like to go back and look at a lot more of his stuff with the educated eyes. But he definitely made an impact in that short time that he was there. But unfortunately, it was just like the substance abuse and things like that kept him from. It really doesn't have to do with Vince McMahon not thinking a guy could get over in a mask, even though he may have thought that at some point.
Right.
And it wasn't anything other than his own problems, which he has been very open about in recent years, talking about what he was going through back then. So I'm not speaking out of school or talking bad about the man. I'm just recounting what he has said himself about what was going on with him during that time. And that's why he didn't get a longer run in the WWF in that 97 Attitude Era time.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, see, I'm switching things up here. Del Wilkes cut up one fucking hell of a promo. Now, you as a worker, you as somebody who was taught by, in my opinion, the best trainer in wrestling. I like Johnny too. Johnny's cool. I grew up with Johnny Roz around. He's different. Johnny's very different. He's old school. Tell you to go fuck yourself. He'll tell you that he'll take your money, Johnny Roz. And I'm talking now from experience because, my father used to deal with Johnny a lot. He'll take your money, but he'll also tell you that you're the shits. If you want to keep training, keep training. I don't think you want to do it. You're not going to make it. Straight up. And I'm sure Rip Rogers will tell you you're fucking rotten too, but he's taking money. It's the business. But back to Del. Del Wilkes was able to cut a promo under that mask and make it very believable. There was a lot of passion behind his promos. He was very, very, very good, man. Is Johnny really a badass, Ray? Yeah. Johnny Roz is a bit of a thug. He's a thug, dude. He's a real deal. Johnny will fuck you up. Straight up. He's not the biggest dog in the fight. Johnny knows how to handle himself in the ring. Anyone who's trained with Johnny Roz, as you guys know, he's trained a lot of great talents. Taz, everybody knows about Taz and shit like that.
Don't think that because somebody did jobs that they won't beat the fuck out of you.
You kidding me? There's a lot of, like, look at Strangler, Steve King. Strangler did a lot of he was an enhancement talent for WWE. Strangler Steve King will choke the shit out of you.
Is that why he's called the Strangler?
Oh, have you seen his arms? They're like fucking dinner plates.
It's
incredible.
I thought he liked the sound of it. I didn't know.
No, he will strangle you.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
He's like my pops. My pops, he did some so he used to be a tag team wrestler. He won tag team titles with my uncle. My uncle was like the high flyer. My dad was the brute. Or the Hrudos, I guess you call them, bad guys and shit. And he would do enhancement shit under mask also. People don't know this. And my father fuck you up. My father was a professional fighter before he was a wrestler. He was like a pro. He fought in Madison Square fucking Garden a bunch of times. My dad was the real deal. But yeah, Johnny's the real deal, man. And I think if you're in the New York area, and you can afford it, head over to Gleason's Gym, man. You will get Wrestling 101, 100%, man. The guy's fantastic. But Del Wilkes was fantastic. But I wanted to move on to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff real quick, man. This guy, I did, when I first started doing this, Vet, like doing what we do here, I had put up a YouTube video on an old YouTube channel that I used to have, because when my father passed away, you may not know this, or maybe you do, but long story short, I wanted to stay close to my dad because wrestling was our connection. So I said, I see people doing stuff on YouTube. I'll do. And my very first video I did was top 5 wrestlers to never become WWE/WWF /WWE World Heavyweight Champions. And on that list was Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, along with Roddy Piper, Rick Rude. I can't remember the rest of the people that I had. Ted DiBiase was on that list, even though technically he kind of was, but they they recognize him now. I think I don't really know, but because he did buy the title, which Triple H was given the title by Eric Bischoff, if you guys remember that, and that was cool. But Ted DiBiase buying the title is not good, so I don't know. That always bothered me. But anywho, dude, let me let you talk about Mr. Wonderful, and I'll give my opinion. What are some of your fondest memories, and like what did you really love, and what did you not like too much about Mr. Wonderful?
There's not hardly anything to not like about Paul Orndorff if you're a wrestling fan. So the deal is the WWF was making their real push for the beginning of sports entertainment when I was at the exact age of just starting to discover it. So when I'm 4 or 5 years old and I'm watching this, that's when they're getting ready for WrestleMania 1, dude. So Paul Orndorff is he's almost the forgotten piece of that, the Hogan, Mr. T, and Piper. Everybody thinks about that. And who was that other guy though? It was Paul Orndorff. And he was doing a lot. That was his big break, and God, look at the physique. That's got to be one of the all-time great physiques. He cut those those promos. I can't think of anything to knock Mr. Wonderful for. Even to this day, if you're an aspiring wrestler and you want to watch those old videos and matches and stuff like that, Mr. Wonderful's a good place to start. But again, now you're looking at when Paul Orndorff's in his prime. Again, I'm in kindergarten, first grade, second grade. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
What do I know about what I'm looking at? At that time, I don't appreciate what I'm seeing there. You know what I mean? And that was the case for a lot of people. When you're kids, you just like who you like, and actually, that's probably true of adults too. They like who they like for whatever reasons, and they don't like who they don't like for whatever reasons. So again, that's like somebody like a Del Wilkes, where you want to spend some time, go back, relive some of those moments. But yeah, so he's definitely. I'm glad in a way. I'm glad that he's kind of done suffering, because I know the past few years have not been easy for him. So if we can say one good thing about his passing, it's that he's not going through what he's been going through, which must have been hell. So
I agree 100%, man. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff was fucking great in the ring. The thing is that he was a big guy, but he didn't look big compared to the Hogans, the Andres, the Big John Studs, the King Kong Bundys back in the day. He was fantastic. And I know people that I've never met the guy, never had the opportunity to actually speak with the guy or even interview the guy. But I do know people that are very closely affiliated with him and have known him for many years, have done many interviews. Like my buddy Andre Corbeil, he was hurt by it. Andre had established and developed a really good friendship with Mr. Wonderful. And, the biggest heels in the business are usually the nicest fucking guys. And I don't want to bury Ben Hameen. Ben Hameen is one of the best guys in the world. I know. And Colin's the biggest fucking asshole you will ever see. I swear to God. I mean, he's not in the business, right? No.
Peripherally.
But Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, a guy who I think in any era could have gotten over. The best jumping pile driver I've ever seen. I remember one time, unfortunately, though, on WCW TV, I think it was still NWA, when he had gone over from WWF, he had done a pile driver and fucked himself up. He fucked up his back live on TV or some shit like that, if I'm correct. And that injury followed him. That one pile driver, I can't remember when it was. You remember that, Vet?
No.
Yeah, there was one pile driver that he gave, a jumping pile driver, and he destroyed himself. And I think that was the beginning of the end of his in-ring career. And he also had that issue with the muscle atrophy. I think it was his right arm, if I'm correct, because he used to always flex with his left arm.
Yeah, and it happened a lot earlier than I remembered, because when I saw him later on in his last run there with WCW, when he was more of just a trainer, but he would still get in the ring sometimes, and he had given himself like that short flat top haircut.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at his arm and saying, "Oh man, it's so, it's very noticeably smaller." But as I would go back throughout the years and go further and further back and watch his career, it was like it was getting smaller even before I thought originally that it had. So it'd been like a deterioration issue, which similar to the pile driver. I mean, that pile driver was probably the straw that broke the camel's back of hundreds of straws, because you cannot just jump up and land on your ass over and over and over and over again and not deal with like spine compression issues and all kinds of stuff, nerve damage. It's just, your hips. It could not have been good. So that's another thing, kids. Pick a finish that's not going to cripple you.
Yes.
In the long run.
That's why, like with what's her face, Ember Moon, that fucking jumping stunner off the top rope where she flips and lands on her fucking ass, dude. She's 5 feet tall? She's gonna be 4'8" by the time she's in her 40s. Easy. Yeah. It's incredible, man. Like Hulk Hogan. People used to shit on the leg drop, right? Remember they used to shit, oh, it's stupid. Well, first and foremost, if a 300-pound muscle-bound guy dropped his leg across your face, you're getting knocked the fuck out. That's number one. It's a shoot. Yeah. If I sat on your face, you're gonna get knocked out. That's what Hogan did. Right. Hogan would get some height on that shit, drop on his ass, and he did it for how many years? And now, how much taller is Hulk Hogan, or shorter is Hulk Hogan now than he was before?
I don't know, but he's got a lot of stuff replaced. So
he's had his the fucking spine compressed and everything like that. He's all fucked up, dude.
So lesson number 2 for all you aspiring wrestlers out there: after you've chosen your finish that won't cripple you, lobby to do more jobs so that you don't have to hit that finish at all.
Okay, so we got Society Reviews before we finish off here. It says, Society Reviews writes, at 2000 Fall Brawl, in a match between the Filthy Animals and Natural Born Thrillers. This might be it. Orndorff suffered a neck injury after delivering a pile driver. Charles Robinson stopped the match as a result. That is exactly what I was talking about. That's right. Thank you, Society Reviews. We have the best fucking people here in our chat.
Whenever you want to know anything, just ask the chat. They're never wrong.
Wow. France Pickleborough says, I think he's 4 inches shorter. I think he's talking about Hulk Hogan and shit. Wow. Anyway, dude, this has been a little different 3 count. I enjoyed this. It's nice to, get to chat, but listen, it is now time. Unless there's something else you want to say, Vet.
No, let's move along.
Let's move along. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for NXT. And I'm sorry, we're late. 7/13. I might have wrote the wrong date in the description, but this is what the fuck it is. 7/13/2021.
Poppy's getting over with Ray. Poppy's getting over with him.
Maybe.
Look at him. Say Cheese now available on all your favorite music platforms and on YouTube. Poppy's YouTube channel. So you can just stream it for free as much as you want.
You son of a bitch. You're right. It might be. I might start. All right. So I watched this match 10 days ago, but I'm kidding. 2 days ago. But you got Ember Moon. They kick it off hot. You get your girl Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai. What do you think of this match, brother? We have Dakota Kai going over on Ember Moon here, obviously after a Rachel Gonzalez distraction outside. But my God, I enjoyed this match. I thought the girls, you know what, man? Again, another person. I shit on Ember Moon all the time, but the girl can wrestle. She can fucking wrestle, and she, there was, I think it was a springboard off the middle rope that she fucked up a little bit, but she was talented enough to hold her own, like to keep herself well balanced on that rope and to get that springboard while, as you always say, the competitor is standing there waiting for for the kick to the face or something like that. But anything stick out to you in this match, man? I thought it was really fucking good, and something happened after the match with Xia Li that we'll talk about. But let's talk about the match itself. Dakota Kai, fan-fucking-tastic. Ember Moon, really, really fucking good. This was a solid match, but this is all for the long-term business, right?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. I mean, what does this do for Ember, really? Either way.
Does it do anything for her?
It's just like something to get to the post-match thing, which, like, we'll talk about in a second. But, you know, so Ember recently lost her partner because Shotzi is now on Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, I heard.
With
I didn't know that.
Knox.
I didn't know that until I listened to you and Colin on the Impact Attack.
So how do you feel about that, first and foremost, Ray? Like, we're not going to get Shotzi anymore. It kind of breaks my heart because, you know, she's just, bless her heart, she tries so hard, and
Does she?
She's got so much passion and love, and
Does she?
She's a little bit rotten, but, you know,
A little.
She really tries, and it's hard not to like her. She was the MVP of COVID era wrestling, because you remember when they were, you may not have seen it, but on Raw, between her and Boogs, like, they were the only ones that were really, like, kept their spirits up throughout the entire time and played their part as audience members. And I'm sure that went a long way in certain people's eyes.
Yeah.
So
why not? Listen, man, I'm just happy that I don't have to see her on NXT anymore.
Oh, come on.
And guess what? I'm going to tell you something. Remember I said this today. People that are listening, the people in the chat right now, remember I said this today. Ember Moon, not that I want her to lose her job, but I see this as potentially her. I think they've done all they can to get her over. They put her in a tag team. Why didn't they bring both the girls up as a tag team?
That's what we don't know. But there's rampant speculation.
Well, the speculation to me is that Ember Moon is going to be released by the WWE soon.
Now, Ember Moon is one of the people that, I don't know what the circumstances were behind it, of course, but she's one of the ones that went back to NXT. Remember, she suffered that horrific Achilles tear. And
yes, she did.
She re-debuted on NXT when they were kind of like, this is around the time where you're looking at NXT is trying to draw some ratings or whatever. I'm not saying anybody thought Ember Moon was going to draw ratings, but they were bringing, that's why they brought Finn Balor, you know, and they even
Where's Finn?
Charlotte coming down for a
Where's
little
Finn,
bit,
dude? Where's Finn?
And they would bring people from Raw and SmackDown to be on NXT to sort of bolster it. And some of the people were there to stay. And Ember was one of those people that made a re-debut as like a mystery partner originally.
Yeah.
So just to comment on that, nobody, look, she knows what she's doing. That's what she wants to do. Okay, so there's no talking sense to Shotzi Blackheart. You just have to accept that that's what she wants to do.
I don't watch SmackDown, Vet, so I had no idea that Shotzi made a debut until, again, you guys have to listen to the Impact Attack. You have to, if you don't want to watch Impact Wrestling, which I don't want to right now. I'm sorry, guys. I only watch a couple of matches on YouTube. Listen to the Impact Attack. You guys have fantastic chemistry. I mean, I know you carry most of the load. It's not Colin. It's got to be you because you're doing it here because I suck. So.
No. Now, Ray, would you stop it?
It is what it is.
Hit the Gorilla Monsoon.
I don't have
on yourself.
On myself? Would you stop?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wait, let me see. Is it here? Hold on. Oh no, wrong one. No, it's fine. Anyway, as you were saying.
So I just wanted to say that I don't know what the future holds for Ember Moon, but I don't know if she's going to change the world. I don't think she's going to necessarily be missed if she's gone, and I don't say that with anything bad towards Ember Moon. I like Ember Moon just fine, but they've got a lot of people there, and I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll tell you what Ember Moon's gonna hear in probably the next month or so. What? Sorry.
Okay.
I really don't think she's long for this.
Stop. Will you stop?
Yeah, I didn't have that queued up. I'm still learning. So what I'm doing is, Vet, so you understand this? Hold on, let's play it again. Let me see if it works.
Will you stop?
Okay. So remember I told you I'm using my iPhone as my webcam now? So usually I play all the clips and everything on there. So I had the brilliant fucking idea of taking an old smartphone that I had. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this name brand. I bought this. It's called the Huawei Mate. I bought this around 4 years ago or whatever, and I just had it in my drawer, and it still fucking works fantastic. It's like brand new, this fucking thing. And I'm using this as an additional soundboard. So that's why I have all my little clips here. Look, I'll press here. So, oh wait.
Gay!
That's Colin's theme song, by the way. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
All right. Anyway, Shotzi. So Shotzi, yes,
So
she's
she doesn't have Shotzi. I think this is one of
self.
those things where Triple H is kind of looking at they're discarding people, and he's looking at us like, well, I can certainly use blank, which is, you know, as we've seen in recent times, Samoa Joe is there right now for this reason. Perhaps Ember was one of those things, like they didn't really have any plans for Ember, so he's like, well, I will take Ember. I can do something with her. And girls that are less experienced working with somebody that's more experienced is still definitely helpful. So it's not like we all have to look at, it's like, well, is Ember going to make the company a lot of money? Dude, nobody's going to make the company a lot of money. So it's all about like utility for some people. And but anyways, moving on. So after the match, right?
So what happens after the match?
Well, Xia Li comes out and she wants to challenge Raquel for her championship. This is the Raquel Gonzalez era, after all.
It is not a great era, by the way.
She just walked out and got in the ring and said she wanted a title shot, which is like, where's all the theatrics? Where's Boa? Where's Mei Ying? Where's all the cool stage effects and lighting? And where's all the Mortal Kombat and WMAC Masters weapons demonstration? Where's all the whole point of this gimmick? Why'd you make a gimmick if you're just going to have a girl walk out and ask for a title shot like the most boring shit ever? Did anybody else think that? Like,
no,
of all people to just boringly walk out for a title shot, you chose the one that has the most theatrics behind her. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I say dummy. Dummy, yeah.
whoever's writing that, I bet you're right. Isn't it supposed to be a big deal? Right? This girl's coming out. By the way, she is tiny. I didn't think she was that small. Shit. Even Dakota Kai was towering over her. Like, I was like, oh shit, this girl's small. Can she get her leg up that high? She did. She did. That girl can. She can swing a foot. I'll tell you that.
She can. She does.
She could swing a foot, brother. It's gonna be interesting, bro. But I agree with you 1,000%, vet. That's why you're the veteran of this whole thing. They should have had the fucking pomp and circumstance when she came in. This should be a big deal. You should have the fucking the creepy Asian bitch show up, like the lights go out, and then while Raquel Gonzalez is standing in the ring, have the Asian, the crazy death woman or whatever the hell she is, just spray some of that green mist in her face or whatever the fuck she does. You know what I'm saying, to kind of prove a point.
Yeah, or even you could have just been completely lazy and shot a mini movie and just played that on the screen. Whatever it is,
sure.
Anything but walk out and ask for a title shot.
Yeah, well, this is WWE. Anyway, all right, so that happened. But look, man, let's talk about all the vignettes in one spot, because we are...
Whoa! I'm going to the top! And I'm going to the moon! Whoa! Yeah!
All right. So Cameron Grimes, he is LA Knight's butler. What did you think of all of this? I got to be honest, I quite enjoyed it. I didn't think it was going to go this route. But what they're doing is, instead of Cameron Grimes being pissed off for being a butler, he's being an annoying employee. And he's making it sound like he loves every bit of this. So what's your opinion?
Get this shit the fuck off my television.
Why?
Because it's stupid. This is for children.
Why is it for children?
Cameron Grimes is for children. Look.
Wow,
well,
you didn't like this?
First of all, so LA Knight answers the door with the belt on his shoulder?
Yeah, who doesn't? I do.
First of all, he answers his own door. Oh, I guess since he doesn't have a butler, he's got to let the butler in himself, right?
Right. He just hired a butler. He didn't have one yet.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, let's break it down. Come on.
Yeah, they bring him in, they give him the Tony Nese makeover. We got what? See, I had in my notes, I had this as it happened. So later on, I have like Grimes mows a lawn. This is very entertaining. Oh, obviously he doesn't get to drive the giant riding mower. He's got to use one of those rotating gimmicks.
Hold on,
the
dude.
manual.
Hold on.
lawnmowers.
Hold on. All right, let's go.
He's got the belt on. Who'd you beat for that?
I beat this guy in Canal Street for a better price.
Yeah.
On this belt.
Yeah.
Right here on my shoulder. You can hear that? It's the belt buckle.
Better yet, Ray, why don't you tell me what was so great about it that we should all be going back and watching these clips on YouTube or WWE.com or wherever the hell?
Well, first and foremost, what I thought was great about it was that they went a different direction than I thought they would go. I thought Cameron Grimes would just be like that frustrated guy, like that we would have empathy for, and he would really hate it. But no, he's looking at everything glass half full instead of glass half empty. Mow the lawn. Oh, I love mowing the lawn. My grandmother used to make me mow the lawn, right? And then he makes it clear that he's a millionaire too. So he hires
billionaire.
He's a billionaire. Sure, why not? But he hires kind of hired a Spanish kid to mow the lawn for him. I don't know if that's going to get over. People were trashing that shit.
It's okay.
How do you know he's Spanish though?
His name was Noah.
Well,
that could be anything.
Well, Noah was Jewish. No, I mean,
that's what I'm
hello?
saying. Like that's going to be their excuse. No one's going to say anything though, because they're not going to care. They probably fast forwarded this if they watch it at all. Yeah, I'm just every time I see shit like this, I'm just embarrassed.
You really didn't like this, man.
This
Seriously.
is the kind of thing, bro.
If
you were watching this in your own house,
here? What do we got over here?
And so,
Couple potatoes. Couple potatoes.
Yeah, I'm definitely hating. If you were watching this, Ray, in your own house, and somebody came through while you were watching this, and they were like, "What are you watching?" You're gonna tell me like you're gonna look at them and scoff at them like, "You just don't know. You're just not cool. You're not cool like me watching Cameron Grimes overact these phony pro wrestling skits."
Okay, all right. I'll put it to you like this: every night I come home, Jennifer, who's watching, excuse me, I'm gonna cough. Every season of RuPaul's Drag Race from season 1 till whatever the hell they're doing now. These are men, dressed as women. Excuse me, coughing again. And they're acting and they're singing. They're acting silly and ridiculous, and they're taking this shit so seriously. And at the end, RuPaul, the two last contestants, the ones that are at the bottom two, they have to lip sync a song and fucking do a theatrical thing, right? And RuPaul looks at them deadpan in the face and says something along the lines of lip sync to the death or whatever, some crazy fucking shit like it's serious. Sashay, go away, or whatever the fuck, Shantae, you stay.
Yeah.
People, that's over with people. That's fucking ridiculous, dude. That gets ratings. Why not this? It's always worked in wrestling, though, hasn't it?
I think
hasn't the butler gimmick always worked in wrestling? Come on, vet.
I think your analogy is not quite sound. This would be the equivalent if you're watching RuPaul's Drag Race for whatever reasons that you're watching it. I'm not condemning RuPaul's Drag Race, but it's got its niche and it's got its fans, right? Now, what if you were watching RuPaul's Drag Race and all of a sudden a wrestling match broke out?
That would be fucking epic.
To you, it would be. But to the people that watch that show as fans, they're like, what is this? I don't get it. Why is this happening on the show that I like to watch?
Why'd you say it like that?
That's the same thing.
Why'd you say it like that? Did you notice?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Like, what is this? Why is this happening on my TV screen? Why are you assuming that an effeminate person like Colin will be watching it?
Just in case it was a man or a woman watching it, I didn't want to go too far.
He's like, why is this on my TV screen? Wait a second, 2 men in underwear? Yes.
Yeah, I do not do that as well as you do. I can't do a list spray. So
I have confidence.
Unfortunately,
I've watched too much RuPaul's Drag.
Whatever the case may be, there's nothing wrong with watching pro wrestling. There's nothing wrong with watching RuPaul's Drag Race, but they don't necessarily belong together. You kind of want just one or the other, I think. At least at different times. You may be in the mood for them at different times. Maybe you're a Drag Race in the evening, wrestling in the morning type person. I don't know. Sure. But this is what it is. It's like you're asking me to watch badly written comedy by people that are not writers and having Cameron Grimes perform it.
I got you. So you think the guys didn't do a good job? Is that what you're saying? Well, what would you have done different?
LA Knight, I wouldn't have done any of this, but LA Knight was good in the scenes, and Cameron Grimes was his
Cameron Grimes,
his overacting normal self. Right. That's over with a lot of more people than it is with me.
Oh, you don't like Cameron Grimes? I mean, you don't like his?
Not particularly. I'm not that into this. I'm not that into the shtick. I'm not that into the character. I don't like looking at him. I'm basically could take or leave Cameron Grimes at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like him a lot. I guess it's a taste thing. Like, you know,
he grew on me from when he initially came in, but there's a ceiling for that as far as I'm concerned. So I just don't like. Now, if this was better written, performed, or something, then maybe it would still be passable. But I'm just not into this sports entertainment. I'm not.
All right, I got you. You know what, man, and that's okay. That's cool. See, we're two different people. So I love it. I liked it. There's something about it that and again, we're gonna have a difference in opinion. It wouldn't be a good show if me and Vet agreed on everything. Some people like AEW, some people don't. You know, some people like WWE better. Some people don't like any of it. Some people like RuPaul's Drag Race. Is it weird that I find it a little entertaining though?
No.
Like, dude, like it's fucking hilarious. Lip sync for he goes lip sync for your life. And he's like really serious about it.
Well, yeah. If RuPaul didn't have like an ocean of charisma, then
he does. She does.
She never.
Them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. In RuPaul's own words,
you better work.
I'm just a yes that, and I'm just a big old man in women's clothes. That's a direct quote from RuPaul. So whatever.
A beautiful man in women's clothes.
He called himself a man back then. Maybe he's changed his mind. I don't know. Point is, if it wouldn't work without a big personality like that.
Okay. Why don't we jump into this? Can we jump into this? The next person who's going to be future endeavored, Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish versus Tyler Rust. Okay. So Tyler Rust defeats Bobby Fish here. And the entire time I'm watching this, I think I even messaged you guys. I'm like, yo, Bobby Fish looks like he's really fucking out of shape. He looks slower. Didn't look like he wanted to try anymore. This is just my opinion, okay? From what I saw on TV. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going to ask you as a veteran of the ring. You know, I mean, you are the 13-time, you know, GLCW tag team champion along with Johnny Razor. What did you think of this match, and do you think I'm right when it comes to Bobby Fish probably going bye-bye?
He could. I don't know if he's really costing them a lot of money, but you never know.
I thought they were going to recruit the guy, though. Like, they should recruit him into that team. Isn't Bobby Fish a fucking shooter?
Yeah, I think that would have made sense. Now, as far as like the being out of shape thing, it's like, well, you don't get better at something by not doing it, and Bobby Fish has spent a lot of time on the shelf.
Right.
So they may not want to make it obvious that they want to get rid of him. So they might bring him back for a little while and then down the road release him. So like they may already know they're going to do it now, and they could just hang on to him for another 6 months so it doesn't seem so obvious. You know, like, yeah, we fired him for that one match he had with Tyler Rust, you know. But if Bobby Fish can get some reps and get back in shape, I mean, he can contribute in that same way. Like, these guys need Tyler Rust needs somebody that works the style he wants to work, like a Bobby Fish. So a lot of these guys, I think, it would be looked at as player coaches. Right?
Yeah, sure.
And I think that's
so an enhancement talent.
Some value in that.
So like an enhancement talent.
In a way, yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the chat. Medium M5 says Fish is a shooter, but now he flops like a fish. That's actually very, very, very clever. Frank Spickleborough says, and I quote, I think the years in ring has worn Fish out. He's not young. He has a good dad body and is probably the only legit tough guy in NXT has. I don't disagree with anything he said there. Do you agree?
Sure.
Sure, why not? But let's talk about Tyler Rust, part of the Diamond Mind. I like that kid. The kid he's in great shape. He looks really good. I think he needs to grow a little facial hair. He's a little baby face, so I think he's too clean shaven to be a heel, if that makes any sense. The kid looks like he has, out of everybody in that group, and I know who they're really supposed to be pushing in that group. I like that kid a lot. What do you think of Tyler Rust?
I don't know. I need to see some more, but it's kind of like you mentioned the face. It's not just the fact that he's clean shaven. It's like he's got his face is very unfortunate. Like I don't see a guy like that looks like a rodent of some sort really being able to draw money in that same way that like a Roman Reigns does. Guys that are you're gonna like, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, man.
He's very pointy. He's kind of pointy. It's like his kind of scrunches.
Like a Christian face.
Like a beady-eyed little
Christian.
Yeah.
As much as you love Christian.
Well, Christian was a different kind of ugly. You know what I mean?
I say he was ugly.
Well, that's what he's a creepy little bastard.
He is a creepy little bastard.
But
can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
So when we got married, me and Jen, and she actually met Colin physically, she was like, "Wow, Colin's he's a very handsome guy." I guess she thought he was ugly in pictures. He does look kind of creepy.
All the things that you told him about.
Because he kind of has like that Christian look about him on camera, but he's actually a very good looking guy. I hope he didn't hear that.
Yeah, there's no way he'd ever hear this.
Yesterday, last week we forgot to mention, because they did this shit during the commercial break, that when Indy Hartwell had lost the tag team title, Dexter Lumis came out and saved her. Okay, so this is an ongoing thing. We have Beth Phoenix backstage, and she says, she tells Indy Hartwell, Indy Hartwell's kind of like confused what she should do, and Beth Phoenix says, sometimes in life you just got to take a chance. Look what I did with Edge. He's ugly as fuck, but he made my life a little better. That's what she said, end quote. But we're gonna move on. We'll move on from that because we're gonna get into that later on. We have Gigi Dolan versus the extremely dangerous. I'm gonna say it from the bottom of my heart because this angered me.
Well, do you want to? Okay. Did you want to mention Joe and Cross's little run-in backstage?
Sure. Why don't you do that?
Because it's a thread.
I'm very angry at this, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Joe met Cross backstage and they exchanged words. All right. Now.
No. But what did they say?
Well, we're just I just for the purposes of recapping anybody that didn't watch it, which is probably most of everybody. Just want to make sure because it's going to come into play later that Joe's wearing his spiffy referee shirt and he,
Oh, that's when Cross is hitting the heavy bag and
yes,
right,
yes.
And he's just like fucking like
so,
this. I think Joe was in the wrong.
Okay.
I mean, I know he has to do the whole referee thing and go into the back. Hey, listen to me at all times. Protect yourself at all times.
That no one else ever does at any point and will never do again. But he has to do it here.
But he has to do it while the guy's getting warmed up.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't think
couldn't have done it at a different time.
I think Joe did it.
No one ever does this.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that.
So Cross was understandably hot, just like you're hot about this next match that you're talking about with Saray versus Priscilla Kelly, right?
Why would I be hot at Saray?
Well, because you said you were.
Well, why do you
I'm
think
just going
hot?
by what you said?
Why do you think I'm pissed off? Did you watch this match? Do you know why I'm upset? And this is not just this week. This is now every fucking week with this fucking lady.
You think that Saray is taking liberties with these ladies?
I think no. From what I see, yes, she is. Too much. She's gonna fucking hurt somebody bad. She already has, I'm sure. Do you see that? She needs to drop that fucking drop kick to the face shit that she does. Vet. That poor girl took that, and you know what, Gigi Dolan, you are over with me. You are fucking tough. You can be on my team any fucking day, because what you took in that match would have knocked anyone else out. Holy shit! How dangerous is this bitch? God, you know, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. God damn it! This is what pisses me off. You have all these wrestlers, these karate fighters from fucking Japan that come over here with their fucking strong style and their fucking stiff shots to the fucking groin, and they want to come here and do their fucking drop kicks right into the fucking face of a girl that's coming off the ropes. Are you shitting me? Terrible. Fucking terrible. This is terrible. Saray is fucking terrible. I wish she would go back to the fucking sun. Fucking melt away. I never want to see her again on TV. She's terrible. What's so great about her? They made her like she was the fucking next. They made her sound like she was the great Muda with a vagina. She is not, Ved. This was disgusting. She goes over. She wins. Just pissed me off, man. Your opinion?
Oh, I loved it.
Of course you fucking did. I'm done. I'm leaving.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, look. This, first of all, let's pretend, just setting all the other stuff aside. Panties on head.
No, you can't see me, so I can't see you.
Right.
I can't see you, so you can't.
Now, this Gigi Dolan.
Sure.
This is the woman who had the match where she put a used tampon in some guy's mouth in an intergender match. Okay?
Are you shitting me?
So she doesn't get enough kicks to the face in this match as far as I'm concerned.
I did not know that was her.
Mm-hmm. Now, that being said,
wow.
Let's pretend this wasn't somebody who violated all the traditional
ethics,
unspoken rules of yes, of the sport that we love, right?
I'm sure it was a fucking gimmicked tampon, right?
I'm sure it was.
Okay.
But nonetheless, the idea
disgusting
that this was fair play was yeah. Sure. I don't really care what happens to her in this match, to be honest. She's the shits herself. So who really cares? Okay. But on the other hand, this is the WWE, Ray. Mm-hmm. So if they have some Japanese girl that's going out there and kicking everybody's head off for a shoot, why would they allow this? Especially after you're saying like this is a weekly occurrence, right?
She's doing it all the time.
Yeah, so that what that means to me is we can't see through what she's doing. She's working these kicks somehow. It looks really awesome.
So you think
if
that
she landed that drop kick, then poor Gigi wouldn't have had any teeth afterwards. So she somehow is working these drop kicks and stuff to where it looks like it's killing them, but it's not, which is the entire point.
Do you think she's not killing the girl? So you think that she's actually she's so good a worker, the Saray, Sunshine, whatever her name is? So if I
saw this match in a vacuum, like you just said, hey, watch this or watch this clip, I'd be like, oh man, she kicked that girl's head off. But she can't do that every single week and still be working there. They would stop putting people in there with her. They would give her a talking to. They would they would say you're not allowed to do your drop kick anymore. You know that's what happens to people who do dangerous shit.
Sure.
You've seen it happen. You've seen guys' moves get banned. You've seen guys get taken off of TV for shit. Well, she's not getting taken off of TV. So something must be up. Right?
All right. I got to see next week then. I mean, everything you're saying is making me think about it twice.
Here's the deal, man.
What's up?
Like, not everybody from Japan is the greatest.
Oh, she was Chinese. Is she Japanese? No, I'm serious. I'm
not everybody from Japan is the greatest, Ray, but
don't yell at me.
They like when it comes to the best wrestlers and stuff, those guys at the end of the day, they have the reputation of of being dangerous and stuff like that, but they're still workers at the end of the day. You know, you cannot drop somebody that many times on their neck if there's not a trick to it. You just wouldn't survive. You wouldn't have matches. So they know how to work these things. Some better than others. And I think a lot of the reasons that you see a lot of dangerous shit here is because you see Americans watch. Yes, correct. You see Americans watching Japanese, right? So they watch these matches and they're like, oh my God, these guys are killing each other. They must be doing this shit for real. So they do the shit for real. They're copying what they see without knowing how to work it. So the Americans are doing sloppy, dangerous shit over here and copying the spots they've seen in Japan without knowing how the work is done. Right?
Right. You know what, man? I have to apologize. I really didn't know whether she was Chinese or Japanese. So,
you said
Then you shouldn't have said it.
You said go back to the sun. I figured you pretty much knew at that point.
the sun rises in China too. Sorry, sun doesn't just rise in Japan.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure that's officially.
Is it really? Is that like where everybody sees?
I think,
anyway,
yeah. That's why it's extremely hot in the summer over there.
the land of the rising sun. All right. Well, what do we got next, brother? We got let me see. What is this? Saraya. She goes over. Dexter Loomis is let me see. Swerve is a winner. Blah 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 blah. Bronson Reed. Speaking of no class, Dexter Loomis. All right, I don't care about that. Duke Hudson. I'm not perfect. Fuck is Duke Hudson? Oh, that's a good. Oh, you know what? Why don't we go to this real quickly? Stand by. As it plays, hopefully.
Duke Hudson, coming off your victory in the first round of the breakout tournament. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are that I'm not surprised how I did. And I don't think you're surprised. I don't think anyone's surprised with how I did in that first round match. I mean, Duke Hudson winning this tournament, it's fate. It's destiny, obviously. So I have one message for Jiro and for everyone else. Why don't you tell them yourself? Duke Hudson said, better luck next time.
It's breathing heavy. I wanted to skip the Dexter Loomis Santos Escobar match, and I wanted to do that after this because I wanted to talk about the NXT Breakout Tournament first. And we had your boy Ikemen Jiro with the dinner jacket versus Duke Hudson. And
now, if you had to guess, even though they told you explicitly, where would you say he's from?
Ikemen Jiro? I don't know, fucking like Bombay, India. Jiro?
Okay,
No?
continue.
Okay. So fact of the matter is that I really like that kid, Duke Hudson. That guy has a fantastic look. He's showing charisma. He's tall as fuck. I think I mentioned to you last week, I didn't know who he was, right? I didn't know who anybody was in that thing, but I said there was somebody that stuck out to me, and that was one of the guys. Mm-hmm. I really want to hear what you thought of this match. I want to shut up, and I want to hear what you thought of this interview, the charisma that I believe he showed, just walking down the aisle. Like he looked like somebody important. And he went over with one of my favorite moves in wrestling. I always loved the Big Boss Man walk away slam, I think it's called. Love it. He was getting put over by what's this guy's name, the big English dude on commentary that was
Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett. He was being put over by Wade Barrett. He looked like a young Wade Barrett. I think he may have that it that we're all looking for, but I really want to hear what you have to say about this, bro.
Yeah, so the match was fine other than the jacket bullshit, that
I can't
stuff,
say
but
that's stupid.
I mean, but whatever, it's somebody had to be the guy that wrestles in a jacket and makes that part of his gimmick, right? Somebody had to do it. So as I was watching this, I thought, yeah, it looks like this old Duke Hudson's pretty comfortable in there. Yeah. But then it sort of dawned on me, like, he definitely should be comfortable because he's been a pro for 13 years.
Wow. How old is he?
He's like 32 or something. This is actually Brendan Vink. Okay. And we all forgot, but he was on Raw already in like a mini feud with Ricochet and Cedric Alexander. He was managed by MVP.
He's 32, by the way.
That's what I said.
Okay. All right. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me so much today?
I'm pissed now. God.
Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
I just, it hurts my feelings, dude.
Well, the yelling is not directed at you, but it's for effect because it's like this guy's in a breakout tournament. He's already been on Raw. You know what I mean? Like this guy is like on, chance 2 or 3. So somebody saw something in him already, and then they decided to call him up. And then they immediately sent him back down because they were like, oh no. He just didn't have it really together. I guess now he's kind of putting the pieces together and doing okay because he looked better in this match than I'd seen him in the past. Guys that are over 6'5" sometimes have coordination issues. Let's just face it. Not everybody's the Undertaker, right?
Sure.
Or Kane. Most of them are just the Great Khali. So.
Sure.
So yeah, this is a guy that we've already seen and should have known, but we just kind of forgot because he's so forgettable. So I don't know what that says about his, like the fact that we don't instantly recognize him. I don't know what that says about his long-term marketability then.
Right. But do you ever think that, by the way, my feelings are still hurt, but it's fine.
Hold on. Frank wants my opinion on why Wade Barrett is not in the ring and how great Barrett is/was. I'll answer that real quick. He's not in the ring because he doesn't feel like it, and how great he is, he was okay. All right, moving on.
Shitty finisher, by the way. I hated this.
Let me just drop you in front of me.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, I'm paralyzed.
Why didn't he go with the sidewalk slam? That was a good one. He said, "Oh, I used to use that back in the day, but I got some bad news. I'm going to use a fucking worse finisher."
Yeah. Pretty much.
Sorry. Shut up, Ray.
Don't apologize for that. That was good.
Why is Frank telling me to shut up?
You
know what? I'm not gonna.
Oh, yeah.
You know what, Frank? Whatever.
Then you shouldn't have said it.
Anyway, I'm not gonna talk anymore. Go ahead. You do the show by yourself.
Okay, so do we want to go back to Dexter versus Santos Escobar? This match was happening for what reason? Oh, Ray can't tell me. Okay.
I'm not gonna talk.
My favorite part of this match was nothing to do with the match, but it's where Beth Phoenix exclaims that Escobar is about to be pulled into the depths of hell when Dexter reaches out from under the ring and grabs him by the ankle. So a little overreaction on her part, I think, but
whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, so Santos Escobar wins, and then Hit Row comes out and stares at him. There's a little staring contest they have.
What's next?
Ray,
yeah.
I think it should be said that, like, you don't really have to shut up just because one of these people in the chat told you to. This is your show, man.
Well, yeah, but, you're yelling at me all day. I have a headache. My throat's... The fact that I'm actually on this show is quite an anomaly because I couldn't barely talk this morning. I was just drinking hot shit and getting myself right. I try. I fucking tried.
And this is the thanks you show, Ray. You all should be ashamed of yourselves. Nothing. Well, just Frank. He's the one that told you. I think everybody else is really not on the same page.
No. I got Ben yelling at me, don't get a fucking strike. I got you yelling at me, telling me to shut up.
In fairness, I'm yelling in your direction more to the audience in general for effect.
Not one fucking person in the chat defends me. I'm just saying.
That's not true. I'm sure somebody's about to defend you right now.
Oh, look, they
but
call me
while we're waiting for that.
Oh, see, no respect. No respect. No, I get no respect.
I mean, yeah. Anyway.
Whatever. It's fine. I only co-founded the fucking whatever. Doesn't matter. Good talk.
Yeah. So
you got Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter versus Jesse Kamea and Aaliyah. What happens here? Robert Stone's there.
That's that tag team is known as K-Sounds.
Sure. Why not?
Why not? Because no, it is. And yeah, versus the Jobber Stone brand here. Yeah, you skipped over some stuff. That's cool though.
What did I go? No, talk to me.
Well, you had the Titty team attack the boring guys. Yeah, backstage.
Titty team. Who's that?
Timmy and Tommaso.
Team Titty.
Titty, yeah.
Okay, that happened.
Yeah, they attacked boring guys. Wade Barrett got to do a sit-down interview with Kyle O'Reilly. So that's like, I guess they see JR doing all these sit down interviews. They got to get their own, right?
You don't think I skipped that one on purpose?
I think you did.
I got the same notes in front of me, Chief.
Yeah.
I skipped it.
Well, I'm just making sure because one of the things I run into with Colin is he'll look up somebody's results and they'll like have barely watched the show, if at all. So I just gotta make sure that we didn't want to talk about this stuff. Now, as for the K-Sounds thing, I'll say that Stone Cold Aaliyah Austin was pretty brave to take that finish, huh?
What was the finish again?
Some sort of like neck breaker 450 thing.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. So, and then Frankie came out for some awkwardness.
Well, this girl, she turned on Robert Stone, didn't she?
Yeah, like.
Which one was it? They all look the same to me.
This is Stone Cold Aaliyah Austin.
Yeah, she turns on Robert Stone, and then fucking what's her name? Ty Valkyrie comes out. Oh, what's she called now? God damn it.
Frankie
Monet. She comes out, and now I guess she's the boss. Like, so what's going to be Robert Stone's role here? Under new management, apparently. So.
Yeah, it's weird. I think she's gonna take his business from him. I think that's where they're going with that. But
I hope they don't lose. I hope they don't take Robert Stone off TV because he's really fucking good. I think he deserves something better. He's earned a better spot as a manager, maybe for another tag team or something like that. Like, and he's a good. I mean, Robbie E's been wrestling for a long, long time. He's really fucking good, man. The guy's got a ton of character, charisma. I like the whole agent gimmick that he's doing, sleazy, kind of like what was that TV show on HBO, Entourage? Kind of like a Ari feel to him. Mm-hmm. Ari was the agent who you love to hate. Arliss, a little bit of Arliss. Remember Arliss? Sure. That TV show, sports agent. I like that.
Yeah.
But
what else? Use them. They don't use them enough and frequently enough. Yeah, it's like they only bring them out every once in a while to do something like this, but it doesn't mean anything because we don't see them enough.
I know.
Right.
My feelings are a little less hurt now. I think you've given me the strength to go on.
Well, have you seen what the people were saying?
Oh, God, no. What did they say?
They said some nice things. Hold on, let me go.
Putting
back.
Up banners and shit. So I don't know.
Well, if you ignore a Society Reviews comment about replacing you with Colin.
Oh, really?
Then nobody worth to remember says, Ray, you do a great job.
Thank you.
Sonic says, sorry, Ray, I can't help you. I don't want to be labeled a SJW. So
how is
that's
that?
him. Well, that's him saying without saying, right? So he is showing his support in that way.
I'll remember you. No one to remember. You do great. All right. You know what? I feel better now. Yeah. I feel better about myself. People don't understand. I work with these people. I've worked with Ben. I work with the vet. These are people that have been in the business for many, many years. I've never held a title. The only belt I have is this leather belt that I put around over my shoulder. That's all I got. A couple of replicas I bought just because I like the way they look. I didn't beat nobody for those belts. I'm trying here. It is what it is. Do you want to talk about the main event?
Okay. Well,
did we go over? Did we miss anything? Talk to me.
Well, we just Joe went and related the rules over to the Dairy Queen side, and Pete Dunne looks at him. It's like, what's that about? Then you got Adam Cole has a microphone, and he's accosted by fat guys.
Wait, what? I missed that. What am I missing here?
You don't remember when Adam Cole was out there minding his own business, and then one fat guy came out and interrupted him, and then a second fat guy came out because he had to referee the main event?
Bronson Reed is shorter than Adam Cole.
That's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
But he did it.
So when he comes in the ring, right? Remember I told you before how Bronson Reed is supposed to be colossal, but if he ever goes to the main roster, you're gonna see how small the guy is, like height-wise. And he comes in the ring looking like Taz. Like Adam Cole's looking statuesque. I'm serious. Like I was like, what the fuck, this guy? So apparently it's gonna be Adam Cole, baby, and Bronson Reed. They're gonna go into a feud. That's gonna be interesting. Do you think this is?
Suck.
Do you think Vet? Oh, it's gonna suck. It is gonna suck. But do you think, Vet, that this is the beginning of the end for Bron? Like they gave him a run. They try to put a belt on him. You know, do you think this is a way of ushering him slowly out of the company? You know, putting him in a feud with Adam Cole. Is Adam Cole the new Triple H of NXT? Or the new John Cena of NXT? With the golden shovel? Is that what this is? You know, the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, you know, I think would agree.
He could be. I don't know if Adam Cole cares that much about that aspect of it, but maybe other people see him as that. They want him to be that. I swear, I can see Shawn Michaels like with his arm around that kid all the time. He even looks like a tiny Shawn Michaels, right? Like it's clear who he grew up idolizing, or at least that was one of the people. And I think Shawn sees himself in that, and he sees that undersized guy, which, you know, Shawn Michaels would look like a giant now, like Shawn Michaels in his prime compared
like
to some
Diesel.
of these guys. Yeah, he'd be the Diesel. But Adam Cole, in terms of everybody else, like as his size, that makes him like the Shawn Michaels of today. And I think Shawn sees that and wants to cultivate that.
Adam Cole looks like a tall baby.
No, that was Braun Strowman.
He looks like a tall baby. You're right.
But Adam Cole is he's just an undersized human.
Adam Cole looks like a you know, the bobbleheads they give out in baseball stadiums of the players. That's what he looks like.
That's what he has. That's what has the most size is his head, right?
Grab him by the hip, shake him around. His head fucking just moves all about.
Yeah, but he's got that same. It's the same MJF thing. Like if Adam Cole were the proper size for a wrestler, he wouldn't be Adam Cole. Like some of that heat comes from him being small. The only problem is he's not working like that.
Right.
He needs to be incorporating that into his matches and also getting heat by the fact that he's that small. But you have to work a different way. You can't just clothesline dudes that are bigger than you.
I mean, you can.
But it shouldn't happen, right? It's just one of those things.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So and then real quick.
Sure.
Oh, we didn't even talk about this.
What's up?
But during that match with Saray, Mandy Rose wandered out.
Oh shit.
What was that about?
I don't know. She's beautiful, dude.
Yes.
I have such a wrestling crush on her.
Yeah, let's watch the chat go like a machine gun when we talk about Mandy Rose.
Well, what did everybody think of Mandy Rose and the fact that she's back in NXT? Do they? Then why is she not in the main roster? Why wasn't she the next oh God, what's her name? God damn it, the blonde in WWE Hall of Fame now. Trish. Why? I thought she was gonna be the next Trish Stratus.
Why wasn't Mandy the next Trish?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's going to be all behind the scenes stuff that we're not privy to. Because they definitely wanted to give her a push, and for some reason it just cooled off. So that means that either she did something or
someone
something happened or didn't do someone, which is usually the case of like, you know.
She's boring. Is she boring?
She's a little boring, but I mean that is a huge problem. Now, most people will say it doesn't matter if someone's boring if they're hot, but there are also a lot of hot girls that aren't boring. So it's like, why would you choose, you know, one that only has one of the two attributes? I don't know, but she's here in NXT now, so regardless.
I dated this girl way back in the day. Her name was Vanessa. She was French, Puerto Rican, beautiful dude, way out of my league. I know. I don't know how I did it. Way out of my league. She had the big, thick, curly hair that was soft to the touch. These green hazel eyes, these big, round, full lips. Just bad, bro. She was like the wackest chick in the world. Beautiful, good to look at. Couldn't kiss. Couldn't do anything, if you know what I mean. Yeah, like she was terrible. She had this little tongue that like would dart, like it was like a little snake. Terrible kisser. Terrible, horrible. Kissing is important to me, Vet. She was just like awful.
That's a big turnoff. And then like it doesn't matter how hot you are at that point, right?
It doesn't.
A lot of attraction comes from things other than just on the surface looks. Because when you don't talk to somebody, that's all you have to go on. Like if you look at a picture, you're like, yeah, hot girl, move on.
Right.
But when you talk to people in real life, you find some people more attractive as time goes on when you get to know what they're really like, right? So
right.
It totally makes sense. And I don't know about Mandy, but she is a little bit boring. Can't really argue with that. But she's here, and so she's still here when the Jobber Stone brand walks by with
The
Frankie
Jobber
and
Stone
stuff.
brand, huh?
Yeah, that's all he ever manages. So
Facts.
so she's still there backstage. She says she's the one that comes up with the line about new management or something like that when they walk by her. So Mandy Rose, look forward to Mandy Rose. Lots more Mandy Rose coverage on your Next Level Wrestling review going forward.
Oh yeah.
But we still got the main event to talk about.
Hey, no more Tony Storm, right?
Yeah, she also went to SmackDown, which is good for her. But it was very bizarre because when she, remember when they did that thing a couple years ago? Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. I'm sure somebody does. Where they tried to make NXT like a competitive third brand, and at the Survivor Series, like they basically swept every contest they were in.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Okay. Well, it wasn't necessarily dumb at the time, but it ended up being dumb because they didn't do nothing with it, and they buried everybody afterwards.
They did.
But Tony Storm was in the women's like Survivor Series match, and it was almost like they never really introduced her or gave her. She was just there, just like, oh, we need a fifth person. Here's Tony Storm. They didn't do nothing with her, and you would think she would be, similar to a Mandy Rose. This would be like everybody up there's wet dream just come true. And she seemed to get like the least amount of love and the least amount of promotion. So we'll see what's different this time, but I don't have a lot of faith in it. The main roster is where everybody that you like in NXT goes to die.
Yeah.
So you're going to start seeing it now that you've been watching NXT for a while. And then if you check in here and there on Raw and SmackDown, you're going to be like, oh, what happened to these people I liked? Oh, they got fucked over and now they got released. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, I guess we have something to look forward to in Mandy Rose.
So,
but you know what, Yvette, we're about to go home now, man. We got the main event of the evening. Karrion Kross versus who the fuck did he fight? Karrion Kross versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. Special referee Samoa Joe. And Karrion Kross. So would you say this was 50-50 booking during this match, or do you think it was more along the lines of maybe a 70-30? Because I think Karrion Kross got in most of, like, he refuted a lot of Johnny Gargano's moves. I think Johnny Gargano was obviously he's a smaller guy, working small during this match, using his wits, his speed, his technical ability. Do you think this match was booked well before we get into the finish with Samoa Joe?
Not as well as it could have been, but better than I was thinking it might have been.
Right. Got it.
I was concerned that Gargano would get too much of his shit in, and he still did, but not as much as I thought he would.
Exactly. I agree with you. Continue, please.
I've got some specific points. This is where I come in handy because we can BS and chat about all kinds of stuff and gloss over lots of things and everything like that. But this is where I can bring in like the pinpoint accuracy. And so I want to save it all for this match because I noticed a lot of things.
Sure.
Okay. Tell me if you noticed any of these things.
All right.
So they come out of break one time and Kross has like some sort of like a chin lock gimmick or something on him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's Kross's finish?
He does the sleeper hold gimmick.
Yeah. So why would you do anything that's close to that that's not that? Wouldn't you like, oh, I'm just going to put a chin lock on you. I'm not going to do my sleeper. I'll just shift it slightly and hold you in a chin lock. Why would you ever do that? Just don't do it. Okay.
Right. No, I get
those
it.
are little things that somebody needs to like really explain to him. Right. He really looks stupid. Kross does, running after Johnny and eating elbows and posts, like that. There's that spot where he's like just running at him like an idiot. And Johnny's like throwing the, and he runs into the pole. He runs into his elbow. He bumped on that spear, that slingshot spear that Johnny does. That should not have happened.
That he did.
So there's a spot too where he does get the straitjacket sleeper on Johnny, and he wakes up out of getting choked to get a rope break. He reaches for the ropes and gets a rope break. Okay. So anybody that's been put in a sleeper hold knows it doesn't really work that way. You don't just wake back up as as the oxygen is getting cut off from your brain, once it's cinched in like that, it's gonna stay out, right?
More than likely, 99.9% of the time.
Well, if you don't, it's gonna be because they loosened it up, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. The way you work the hold, if you're gonna do something like that, right? It should be he's fighting for the rope the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't, like, maybe he's getting his hand in between so he can't get the hold in.
Sure.
So if Johnny's like struggling and kicking and he's trying to reach the rope and Cross is pulling him back, you know, so it's like, looks like a struggle, but it's not just, oh, I got my hold on you and now you get out of it free.
Right.
But if you're telling the story of like, I have to get to the ropes before he chokes me to death, then that's the way you're supposed to work that spot. Yeah. He did that one final beat where he like DDT'd him on the floor. That never should have happened.
Nope.
One way you could do that differently is he could have, you remember earlier in the match, he tried it and he got caught. Gargano got caught trying to do his little DDT, his one final beat DDT.
And he spun him around and did something. I forgot
Yeah, he
what it
did
was.
something, right? So he could have done it again. He could have caught him jumping from the inside of the ring to the out. He could have caught him and just like splatted him on the concrete or something like that.
Right.
And then you could have worked, a count out. Like you're just going to roll in the ring and get him counted out, right? But then he doesn't. He goes back out there and like scrapes Johnny up off the thing because this plays into the story they're telling, which is like, I'm slowly dissecting this guy in front of you, Joe, and you can't do anything about it, right? Like that's clearly the story, and that's clearly where they want to go. They want to do something with Joe and Cross. So in this match, he's taunting Joe by beating the shit out of Gargano, and he's not able to do anything about it because he's breaking on the 5 counts and all the other stuff, right?
Right.
So that's the story they're telling, and that's a way to get it differently rather than you take a DDT, then take the guy's finisher, and then just kick out, right? That's obviously better. So yeah, the whole story of the match should have just been Johnny Gargano surviving this thing as Cross is taunting Joe with it. You know what I mean? Like letting him up, like purposely breaking up his own pin. Like he picks his head up or something. Like, I'm not beating you yet. You know, like you can't do anything about it, Joe. The match continues. Like that's what it should have been. It shouldn't have been just like Johnny getting offense or things like that.
That's
right?
an old 80s heel thing. Like
Yep.
they could have got the pin. King Kong Bundy did it, and then he would go into not just the 3 count, but he wanted the 5 count. Do you agree with this? Frank's Pickleball Ass says Cross doesn't have a lot of years in the ring. Gargano does. Johnny should know that this or HBK should know small versus large.
Yes, of course I agree. And even Cross should know it, but he, like to a degree, he's got to probably make compromises, right? Because you have to, in wrestling, you have to be respectful of the veterans to a degree, right? And he knows that. And Johnny shouldn't be putting him in these positions, but look, this is my problem with Johnny Gargano. He doesn't, guys that are small, they have a chip on their shoulder about being small sometimes.
Right.
And so they want to have, because it's wrestling and because it's phony and you can do whatever you want in the matches that you make up, then you get to live out these fantasies of beating up bigger guys in ways rather than really try to be realistic and do, you know, a good, realistic, logical match.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to get your shit in. And sometimes you even enjoy getting your shit in on those guys you shouldn't do it as a rib.
Word.
Like some guys just like the rib of, dude, one of the when Johnny started getting heat with me is when him and Tommaso were in that program with the Authors of Pain, and they would have these matches where like they had Authors of Pain taking clothesline bumps from these guys.
Right.
They say Johnny Gargano on the tail of the tape, they had him weighing 199 pounds. Okay, he wouldn't weigh 199 pounds unless he had his wife piggyback. Like, there's no way that he weighs that much.
Well, listen, we're getting a message from Ben Hameen. It's time for Light the Fuse. So we're gonna have to sign off here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, look, Vet, thank you for changing up your schedule. You know, coming on with me here. Let me just I know you hate it, but I love this music. It makes me feel so fucking happy. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Next Level Wrestling Review. Again, thank you, Vet, for changing up your schedule, coming on with us here on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday. Next week, we will be back on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow me on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram is the best way you can get to me, at Big Ray Hernandez. Again, at Big Ray Hernandez. Find me on Facebook at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez. And we'll be back next week, guys. Again, I apologize if I sounded all raspy today. I feel like shit. But I had a great time yesterday with my family. And I look forward to doing this every single week with you, Vet. Again, big shout out to Greek God Papadon. Big shout out to Sean Maluta. Big shout out to the boys that have earned their spot in this business and got that time on TV. And that was awesome to see. That rhymed. Thank you for Colin not jumping on. Thank you, Colin, for not co-hosting here. Vet, where can they find you on social media?
Well, you can see it right here. It's at Opinion Haver everywhere, not just on regular social medias, but any kind of platforms that people have usernames. Opinion Haver. Type it in. Just see what happens. See what comes up. It's great.
Yes, and Daddy is spanking that ass, Frank Picklebell ass. We have to get the fuck out of here. Whoa, what's up?
Don't forget Impact Attack. Now we're going to do the Impact Attack every week, and I'll also be on the Smack Attack this week. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm pretty much everywhere. I don't know when the Impact Attack is going to air, but if you're not able to catch it live, you can always catch the VOD, and it's definitely worth watching.
And ladies and gentlemen, listen, let me be real. My feelings weren't hurt. It was a work. All right? I was faking it. I wanted to get sympathy from you, and I got it.
Bought it.
I was me all along. I always say I would do this for a living, but if I could not do it anyway, why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love being here with you every single week on your Next Level Wrestling Review. We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out. Bye. Thank you, Colin, for not coming on. You're terrible.